Alrighty, what's up guys? So in the sake of making more content, I'm here trying to put out another video. We'll see if this surfaces in a timely fashion. Today is February 22nd, and we're discussing a sneaker that I just unboxed literally like 20 minutes ago. A little stack of sneakers here, some recent pickups, but this is what we are talking about today. It's the New Balance 550 in the white red colorway. There's also some black in it, but it goes by the white red colorway on the streets, supposedly. Without wasting any time, this is the famous New Balance 550 that's taken the world by storm over the last few months now. I'd say maybe even the last year or so. Oddly enough, I've had near every single pair of 550 GR colorways and a few of the ALD collab pairs as well, but I don't have a video on the channel. So what better way to put the first 550 video out on my channel than this? It's currently my favorite colorway of the 550 that I own in my massive collection. And so just to get some housekeeping out of the way, these are dubbed as the white red colorway despite the black, like I mentioned. The style code on these is BB550SE1. They come in a standard gray New Balance box. There's nothing special about these sneakers. They're made in China, so they're not a specialized made in England or made in UK sneaker. Inside the box is just New Balance paper, and then obviously the shoes. So these had a retail price of $110. I actually have two pairs of these. One is still in the mail. Both from Shoe Palace. I know that they're egregious with their shipping prices at like $26.95. If you do the math on that, it's worth more than the actual sneaker than it is on the retail market, but I wanted these so badly. Fortunately, they actually decreased the shipping price too, so I was able to get a second pair for $9.95 shipping, so that came out to like $120. Finally getting to the sneakers now, you can see this colorway is super nice. So the sneaker itself is done up in what I assume to be a synthetic leather, some mesh hits, and other odds and ends. Those are really the main two materials. So throughout the uppers is a white synthetic leather. The leather is nothing to write home about. I'll have some B-roll clips over, but it's pretty malleable. It kind of looks like a cardboard to me. It's no fine grain leather or anything, which is why I presume it to be sort of a synthetic leather because of the feel and overall look, which is fine because if you're wearing this shoe day to day, it doesn't matter if the leather is nice or not because as long as you wear it, it's sort of worth the money. It's kind of like a Chicago colorway, which is always an easy colorway to rock. I know Ame Leon Dor collab pair with 550s, there's a colorway that looks exactly like this, so this is sort of like the budget version of it. Also look old and aged, more so that like retro vintage look, and it's for good reason. So this is based off the 550 Basketball Oxford, which originally debuted back in 1989. And this 550 silhouette was designed by legendary sneaker designer Stephen Smith. He's known for also putting together the 574, the 997, the 1500s, etc. He's jumped from brand to brand, and now he's currently working with Kanye West on that whole Adidas Yeezy line. So these definitely come from a great mind. I think what people need to understand is that the very popular silhouettes of today, like the Nike Dunks, the Adidas Stan Smiths, the Nike Air Force Ones of the world, are all based on older sneakers and are all bringbacks of older models. Those shoes I mentioned are from the 70s and 80s. These come from 1989, so, you know, as they say, like, old things coming back, this is certainly the case. Part of this older vintage look is this chunky midsole. There's no crazy tech to call out on it. It's thick like an Air Force One, but I find these to be much softer and miles ahead of Jordan 1s and Nike Dunks in terms of comfort. And I think part of that is because of this super thick insole. These employ the use of Ortholite in the insole, so you might know of Ortholite used in more, you know, performance-based sneakers, and it's nice to know that they use this sort of foam on the insoles here. Super thick, along with the outsole rubber just in general. It's super thick and super durable. Again, it's not as malleable as quite like a Nike Dunk or an Air Force One. However, I think you'll get some good wear out of these for sure. They're super durable and last you a couple years. Before we transition to fit a little bit, I did want to call out the various New Balance sort of hits and logoing. So you get your 550 there, New Balance logo here in what feels to be a nylon. You get that cool retro tongue tag there. The tongue's done up in a mesh for some breathability, which, I mean, isn't anything to write home about. New Balance logoing on the back. These are not a collab pair, so these are just the inline GRs, so it's just New Balance logos. White laces, which I know people are aging the sneaker look even more and dyeing their laces or putting in cream laces, which I think would be a good look. What else? Red inner lining. Again, these hits of red and black are just so nice. As far as sizing and fit goes, I definitely recommend going true to size. I haven't laced these up yet, but I've worn a lot of my pairs of 550s, and I find true to size to be the best. I know it's a little narrow towards the toe, some people complain about. What I found interesting though is that a lot of people also talk about heel slippage, so even going true to size, the shoe is a bit longer than true to size. However, the fit inside feels true to size to me. And depending on how you lace up your sneakers and the whole cup sole sort of setup here, a lot of people complain about heel slippage, myself included. It's mainly because I opt to wear my shoes more so on the looser side of things. Then as far as wearing them goes and styling them, I think it's just a great versatile wear. I put these in the category of like an Adidas Stan Smith or a Nike Dunk or an Air Force One, all silhouettes I've mentioned in the past. That sort of casual genre where you could just wear them either dressed up or dressed down. So not only the case with this pair of 550s, but the other 550s I wear in my collection. I, tend to dress them up, maybe say to go to work in some chinos or jeans, but then you could also wear them more casually or technically with some sweats or some cargo cinch pants or whatever. Which is a great transition into why I love these so much too, is because they're not going for a whole lot on the resale market. So definitely recommend buying them now. Again, it's like end of February at the time you mentioned this. If I look back on this later in 2022, I could definitely see prices going up to $200. I know a lot of the GR 550s I have in the stash are going for an egregious amount of money right now, so definitely buy in early if you're able to find them for retail. And if you're paying a few bucks over retail on the resale market, then I think it's definitely worth it. It is worth noting too, at retail, these are pretty hard to get. They sell out pretty fast online, and depending which retailer or sneaker boutique you're going to, you might be able to find them in real life. But for the most part, New Balance restocks these pretty frequently. I know this specific pair is a re-release in honor of the 75th anniversary of the NBA. I think this colorway originally surfaced in like early 2021. So yeah, there are a ton of GR colorways to release and that have released. So if this colorway isn't for you, go back into the archives, see what you could find on the resale market, or, be patient and wait for the next sort of release to come out. I know I'll have a lot of glamour shots and on-foot clips of this sneaker throughout the video, so it's a good way to wrap up. Let me know what you guys think of this colorway, this white and red sneaker. Is this colorway for you, or are you gonna pass and buy something else? Would love to read about it in the comments. I know I mentioned it, but I have a bunch of 550 colorways and just sneakers in general sitting in the stash, so let me know if you'd like to see more New Balance 550 content. Happy to push that out for you guys. Also check me out on social, Stuff Don't Like, 'cause I'm sharing pickups like this way faster than I am these YouTube videos, so definitely would appreciate a follow over there. All my socials will be linked down in the description, and that's a good way of closing out. That's all for now. I'll catch you guys in the next video, but until then, peace.